Inside Boxing's Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson, a co-host Aurelio Martinez. We got some good conversation today about these fights that we had last night at Aurelio and at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Headlined by the WBC World Heavyweight title, where you had Luis Ortiz from Cuba taking on Deontay Wilder from the United States for that heavyweight title. But the fight of interest to start off that card was the televised portion, anyway.
Exactly.
Was where we had Jose Uzcategui,
Venezuela,
on Andre Dirrell. Yes, from Venezuela. You know, American Andre Dirrell. If you folks remember, this is a rematch from the last fight where Uzcategui was given the win. But it was after the fight. What happened? Remember, Dirrell's uncle got in the ring.
The attack
and actually cold-cocked Uzcategui unnecessarily. It was unprofessional, bush league, and I actually heard
then ran.
I actually heard some people defending him, which is nonsense, and those people themselves will be held accountable at some point.
Is he there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
But anyway, the fight went as I thought it should go. Uzcategui's a raw dog, man. He's right there. Only problem I have with him, he gets hit a little bit too much. But Dirrell didn't have enough to keep him off of him. I'll give Dirrell some credit. He had heart. He stood in there as long as he could, and I think the fight was stopped appropriately. A little bit stunning the way he acted like when the fight was stopped. He was upset about it. But when you saw in the corner, when Virgil Hunter, who, by the way, his coach was outside of the ring talking to him about, I'm going to give you one more round, I'm going to stop it, instead of being up there in the ring. It's a whole weird scenario going on.
I want to talk about that too, because I saw the fight at the end. I want to talk about the end before we move on to...
Okay, but hold on real quick, and then I'll let you take over. Congratulations to Uzcategui. It looks like up on that super middleweight division now, because of the WBSS Super Series, the World Boxing Super Series. It looks like, now we got some names, Callum Smith, George Groves, we got, and David Benavidez. Makes for a nice little combination of fighters that, Uzcategui can go after.
Woo, man, you covered everything in that, boy.
Hey.
You covered from A to Z, man.
I like what's going on. I told you I'm a big fan of that WBSS. They've opened the door for a lot of this.
Let me back up to a little bit to the fight, okay? Because let me give you my take on the fight itself. Okay, the Dirrell and Uzcategui.
You got 10 seconds.
But anyway, I was surprised that what's Uzcategui's first name?
Jose.
Okay. I was surprised that Jose. That's easier for me. Okay?
Good.
I was surprised that Jose came in from the very beginning and fought so aggressively with a demanding stance and aggressiveness, and took it right to Dirrell, not in a stupid way, but in an aggressive way. Like, I need to show you that you're not in my league. And to be honest with you, it worked for him, because from start to finish, he just dominated. And I was surprised at him coming out and not kind of working his way up like boxers usually do, take the first 2 rounds just to kind of get a feel. But there was no filling out in this round. He just took it right to Dirrell, and it worked for him. And it really did show that Dirrell had no business in the ring with this man, because this man just beat him in at every level of the game of boxing in the ring. And Dirrell has such a pretty jab. I mean, and as well as I know, a jab should win you the fight. A pretty jab is something that most fighters never materializes in fighters. They get into the slugging, but Dirrell has such a pretty jab. But that was it. He didn't know what to do after that. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm with you when you get to Hunter. What was he teaching him? I mean, when you have a jab like that, you should be able to
keep a guy off you.
Capitalize on that.
Yeah.
But he never threw the combinations. He never did the movement that we used to seeing out of Dirrell. And to be honest with you, man, he quit. Now, if you go back and look at the fight at the end, Hunter was yelling, "I'm gonna give you one more fight, one more round, I'm gonna stop the fight." And ironically, it was Stitch Duran that was in the corner, doing all the corner work.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That to me tells me there was some problems in that whole camp, because for your main coach not to be in the corner, inside, giving you the water, giving you the instructions, something that tells you something wrong. As a matter of fact, the first round, there was no one in the corner. He was sitting there by himself. All three, Stitch Duran, Hunter, and the other guy, whoever that might have been, were outside the ropes, and he's there by himself in the corner after the first round. If you take a look. Thereafter, Stitch started to come into the ring.
Yeah.
That's no good. That's no good for a fighter. That's just no good. I mean, so obviously, but going back, because we want to get to this the heavyweight, he basically quit. He was given the signal to Stitch Duran where he didn't want to fight, moving and stuff like that. But he played it off like an actor, a Golden Globe actor, man, because he gave every indication for Stitch to stop the fight, and they stopped the fight. And then when he stopped the fight, he turned around and put his hands up like, "Hey, what's what?" You know, perfect acting. But he quit that fight, man.
I won't go as far as to say it quit. I say he was looking. He had enough. Yeah. Let me see this. When you've had enough, and you lean over the ropes like Dirrell did, actually talking to Hunter, he's almost begging him, "Stop it, stop it for me." You don't want to say it, but he's been.
But in defense of Dirrell, had I been the coach, I would have stopped it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The round before that,
he was looking for him to stop it.
I wouldn't have been mouthing off. I wouldn't have been mouthing off. I wouldn't let my fighter go through that. I would have stopped it.
Most people wouldn't. And like I said, I'm gonna be critical of Virgil Hunter because everybody's on this Virgil Hunter shit about he's one of the greatest trainers out there. I haven't seen it. I have yet to see Andre Ward. He had a world champion there, well deserved. Nobody else.
I don't understand it either. You know, I don't understand it. And like I said, we'll finish off this segment and then come back and do the
we'll do Wilder in the main event in the second segment.
We have plenty to talk about that. But going back to Hunter, you know, I'm not sure why people put him on that top plateau as the greatest hunters, the greatest trainers. Obviously, you've got Garcia. Okay,
Robert Garcia.
You got Robert Garcia, which has been proven. He's brought fighters from beginning to end. He comes from a boxing family. He's been there himself. He's fought many years. You got Freddie Roach, who also fought many years, and he now trains, you know, the Pacquiaos, the big names. And so you got trainers like this, and then you got Floyd Mayweather Sr., which also, you know, trained his son and had other fighters, and Roger Mayweather. Mm-hmm. These guys really have been vetted. They've been in the game, and they showed. But you're right, Virgil Hunter. He had Andre Ward
and nobody else.
But Andre Ward was one of them exceptions, just like Pacquiao was, you know, and Mayweather Jr. These guys are exceptional boxers. They basically are in a position where they tell the coach what they want to do because they are exceptional fighters and they got the skill set to where pretty much anyone can train them because they know the game and they know what they have to do, you know. So
and like you said, I agree with you, man. It's the same situation like with Terrence Crawford. Yep. You know, he and Bomac have been together forever. You know, and that's a different scenario.
Exactly.
It's a different scenario when you've been with a guy forever. You know, I'll be willing to bet you that Terrence Crawford, when he gets into the heat of the battle, and he has yet to be in a real heated fight. But when he gets into it, he'll hear one voice, and that will be Bomac. That's the voice he'll hear. The other guys, you know, like you said, with let's talk a minute real quick. We got 1 minute.
Yeah.
What about Ariza being brought into the camp?
You know, I want to talk a little bit about that because, you know, before anybody knew who David Benavidez was, I was on that bandwagon. I was telling you, this kid is going to be all that. He's young, he's in there, and he's championship material. He's going to do it. Well, now he is a champ, and he's doing it. But his last fight, you know, because I watched the fight over, the only thing I dislike of that whole training camp, and this ain't taking anything from Benavidez, because Benavidez is one of them fighters, is they brought Ariza into their team. And, you know, for people out there that don't remember Ariza is the one that he's the nutritionalist that's been with many camps before, but he's always come up with some kind of dirty background to where he kind of hides what word am I looking where they don't come out into the test.
Yeah.
Into the test.
Hey man, let's just call it what it is. If you have a reason you can't, you might as well bring Victor Conte in there. You might as well have the two of them in there, man, because they're both acknowledged experts on how to beat the tests.
The test. That's what he does.
They're acknowledged.
He introduces illegal
substances,
and he knows how to mask them
exactly
in a way where they don't come up. And there's a few of them guys out there. But my question is why? Why would someone like David Benavides, who has all the talent, who doesn't need that, even think about bringing someone like that on camp? Even whether he does it or not, the history is there.
Alone. That's right.
The history is there.
Leave
that man alone. Leave that man alone. If you don't know how to eat cauliflower and all that stuff to get your protein and your greens and a steak and if you don't know how to do that, well then you're questioning yourself. But anyway, we'll leave that alone.
Hey, that's the end of our segment number 1 today. We're going to be back in a minute on segment number 2. We're going to dedicate that whole segment to this heavyweight fight between Wilder and Ortiz.
Woo, we got a lot to talk about.
It was a very entertaining fight, but there's some controversy about that. If you didn't see it, we'll let you know what's going on before you get to see it. And then our third and final segment, open discussion. We're going to move things back a little bit because the way things have gone. But anyway, stick with us. Go get refreshing that coffee. Another cinnamon roll like I just had cinnamon roll with my coffee. And we're back in a minute. Meantime Radio.